Full shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's some social shit for everyone, you know what I'm saying? Like, I made this be myself, so hit me. Woo! I mean, like, we can put all that clown shit away. There's some real shit for you. I'm spazzing right now, so listen, let's go. Yeah. It's in their bones, the thugs in harmony for the love of the money. Then fall victim for the cookie, then turn pussy, it's lonely. You said you hold it down when life get rough, we're here now, so show me. We move them losses to them wins. Heavy pounds, we make it ends meet. Converse with only few who make me feel like I be 10 feet.
Yes. What's going on, Pizza Man? We're back in the building with another match reaction. Big up to everybody inside the building. Big up to those who are obviously watching this on the replay. I'm here this evening for a quick match reaction with the gaffer himself. Big up JJ in the cut. Hope you're doing well, bro.
I'm good, man. I'm good. What's everyone saying, man? Do I sound clear? Am I all good?
Yeah, no, you're good. You're good. After this stream, obviously you guys will be redirected over to ENDZ's stream, which will kick off at 9 p.m. So make sure you guys obviously head on over there. We'll be over there as well. We're gonna chop up, I assume, obviously the game and a few talking points. I know ENDZ's already got his agendas ready, so make sure you guys, of course, you strap in for this evening. Tomorrow morning, I've got a match analysis. We're gonna do a tactical look at the game today. Over on Big Up. So guys, the link is there in the chat for you. Head on over to my Big Up channel. And of course, we will go and chop up a bit of the game. Won't be long, maybe like half an hour potentially. So 10 a.m. I'll be over there live in the morning. Big Up ends, of course, in the building. Look at him. But look, guys, obviously we're here for the reaction. Liverpool 2-1 victors against Wolves this afternoon in the earlier kickoff out of the two for the day. Just finished watching that Man United game. That was kind of boring. It got jumpy maybe towards the end, but that was kind of boring anyway. But in regards to Liverpool, and I'll ask Jerry this. Look, obviously we won 2-1, right? So there is that. We're happy that we got the 3 points. We're back to 7 points clear at the top of the table. But looking at the performance, though, man, Jerry, chat to me, man. How did you kind of see that performance?
Very reminiscent of the last few games, if I'm being honest, man. Quite like they're slow in possession, but then there was no movement in front. Obviously, we'll speak about that. I think the game lacked a bit of movement. Again, it seemed like our play is just based around we've got a better 11 than yours on the pitch 9 times out of 10. So, Diaz will just do something. Salah will do something. Soba will do something, as opposed to that real pattern to play that I see that every game we try to go and play like this. I don't know, a bit boring. Again, Wolves made it tricky for us. They sat in again, and I think that's a problem of ours, and it has been since the beginning of the time. It seems like, man, if there's a low block, we don't know how to break it down. But then, Wolves got at us a bit, and that's what happened. They got at us a bit in the first half. Obviously, we killed them off with 2 goals, but in the second half, after that Cunha goal, the momentum shifted, man. And do you know what I mean? We could have easily conceded, but look, the win was the most important thing, and we just go from there, innit? Every game's the most important one. That's Slot likes to say, innit? The next game's always the most important.
100%, man. Now, I agree with you, man, and just want to give my thoughts on that. Obviously, I listened to the Slot's presser, obviously, after the game. He spoke more. It felt like he spoke more about the Everton game than he did actually this game in itself, which obviously tells you where his head is kind of at. And listen, look, before I actually give you my thoughts, actually, there's one thing I wanted to kind of I guess get across to people is, when we talk about games, obviously me and Jerry, we're just chopping up about the game in itself. We're not here to. I ain't talking about the future games or whatever. That could be a different conversation for another time. But I feel like when people start analyzing games, and it's mostly, obviously, of course, it's Twitter and stuff like that. But I see some YouTubers do it as well. You're so busy analyzing the whole season or every single performance, as opposed to just analyzing the game. You're so focused on whatever agenda it is that you may have on a certain player. And we all have agendas, by the way, on every single player, whether it's good or bad, right? But whatever your feelings towards a said player is, I feel like at times, especially recently, it's almost overclouding what's actually happening in the game. So when people talk, whoever it is, Salah, Diaz, Van Dijk, Konate, whoever in the team, I always feel like it's always overclouding a little bit. Like sometimes I hear, like I'll see people say stuff like, "Oh no, like this player, like he's been shit or whatever," and you're like, "What, this game? Like, are you sure about this one game that you think, like, you think it, no, but obviously he's been shit for most of the time." And I'm like, no, but we can only analyze this game. If we're obviously analyzing things as a whole, then of course, then yeah, we can, start talking about that. But I just feel like at times when we're watching these games, I'm like, I don't think it's as bad, or I don't think it's as good at times. But you're too busy analyzing everything as opposed to just analyzing this one game. And listening to Slot's press conference again, he kind of did. And listen, I said it in the preview, I said, look, sometimes I like what he says after games, but this time I felt like his head was too busy thinking about Everton game. I'm like, bro, I don't care about the Everton game. Like, I don't care. It's got nothing to do with what's happening today. In this game specifically, let me hear what how you kind of saw things in that. And obviously did speak a little bit about that, but it was, the Everton game, we felt this, and it's mentality. I don't care. I don't want you to say that, and I don't care about it. That's got nothing to do with why the team performed, so poorly today. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I want to know, why do you feel like we performed, so poorly, in today's game? And as Jerry even said, Wolves did get at us, at a point, and Wolves are really, really good with pinning us back at points in that game, especially towards the end, making us, Liverpool at home against the 17th in the table Wolves, we were sitting in the low block. We were that shook. We had to sit in a low block. Again, I'm not saying, listen, any team can do anything. I get all of that, but it just shows you, almost just how that game kind of went, in the end of things. But I did find it interesting, obviously, listening to what Slot had to say and, stuff like that. Big up Scraps. He's saying, can we just control a game of football, please? We have so-called world-class players. Yeah, man, I think that's one of the things I'm definitely going to talk about tomorrow. But even, yeah, I totally agree. I when I looked at the performance, it was poor. Liverpool in the game, I honestly, Jerry kind of summed it up, but nothing was happening. Like, nothing. This is Liverpool's second half, by the way. Wolves had more possession, more shots on top. We had 0 shots. I think they even said it's the first time, can't even remember what year it was. Like, we had no shots at all in the whole second half. Like, that is abysmal for you to be doing that, in a game, in a game like this. And I'm not even trying to disrespect Wolves, but come on, bro. Do you get what I'm trying to say? 2017, thank you, Ends. 2017, that's 8 years ago. So that's 8 years that we've gone by, basically clock times. But a whole half of football, and you get they had 10 shots. They had 10 shots in the game. Whew, that to me sounds a bit crazy. I'm not saying you have to overanalyze it.
It's scary, bro. It's scary.
Yeah, no, yeah, exactly. Do you get what I'm saying? It's just, yeah, to me, I just found that, and the game looked like that. It looked like Wolves wanted it more. It looked like Wolves were the ones who were up for the fight. Yes, Liverpool played just the other day and all of it. Yeah, okay, I hear all of that excuses that we're going to keep bringing into it, but the reality of it is that this is what happened, ultimately in the game. Big up goal ratio. Good evening, by the way, to everybody. Sorry, I didn't say that earlier on. Big up Pups as well in the building. Who lost the ball the most? Forget that. Who lost the ball the most in the first 10 minutes? I don't even know. I don't know. Maybe Trent, potentially. I do remember thinking he was misplacing quite a lot of passes in the game. Big up Angel. Angel, man, I ain't seen you for a minute, bro. Hope you're doing well. Happy New Year as well, man. I feel like I ain't spoken to you for time. We're beginning to look tired and jaded. Next week is massive. It feels like this, though, every single week, though. It always feels like, yeah, it's massive. It's a massive game. And I guess technically it kind of is, but for me, it's always about the performances. And obviously, once something continuously keeps happening, then that's when I start to look at things as a whole. But this kind of performance, obviously, maybe not this bad in terms of the second half, but these kind of performances, I feel like we've had them for a long, long time. Yeah, luckily for us, whether people don't like the word luck because they feel like it's a negative connotation, I hear it. But luckily for us, in my opinion, we've got a league where no one else is really going to be is really catching us like that. So we're not getting penalized, so to speak, for what's kind of really realistically going on. But listen, man, whether that continues, obviously I hope it does. But yeah, it is one of those things. Big up Pops is saying, imagine this though, if Jota don't do his nonsense and score, then Mo stays on side and we score four, and this convo is different. that is it. That's what I'm saying, Pops. It isn't. None of that happened. Do you get what I'm saying? So we can only deal with what the reality of it was, which is that didn't happen.
But likewise, sorry to interrupt, bro.
No, go on.
Yeah, but likewise, it's like, bro, if Cunha scores his second chance, or if someone scores their second chance, then we draw the game, innit? Because we didn't have a shot. So if one of those 10 shots or one of those 3 shots that went on target went in, then we end up losing the game or drawing the game. You know what I mean? You can't do ifs, buts, and maybes. It works both ways.
Yeah. No, it's true. It's true. Angels asking, have Gravenberch ever played a full season? Not maybe since maybe his last season. I mean, he was just average. I'm not even gonna say poor. I don't think he was poor like that, but he was average. But he's been average for a little while though. Like I said, like the little shimmies and Thiago moves that he's doing and stuff like that, that all looks cute on the eye, but your performances ain't really popping, if I'm being. But he's not the one I'm looking at like, oh my goodness, this is all, you know what I mean? It's all your fault. It's not even about whose fault it is. It's just about looking at the game, you know, just really, you know, as a whole. And one thing I found so interesting, because Liverpool just posted it out not too long ago, was Wataru Endo. He actually got man of the match. He came on in the 71st minute. Jerry, how do you think of his performance in that, what's that, 19-minute cameo that he kind of came on?
It was all right. I don't think it was that great. I think it was quite basic. He ran around. He actually made a lot of fouls, but he made one challenge near the end, and obviously, I guess that it seemed like a goal to the players, to the fans at the stadium. They were cheering it like we had slap on top bins. That's probably what kind of gave him the, do you know what I mean, the kind of the man of the match. But I don't think he was him. I think he was all right. I don't think he was great. I think he came on, but I guess we did our job, innit? He came on to protect the goal and he did it. But I don't think he was man of the match. I think he was all right. I think it's just standard Endo performance. 6 out of 10. Calm.
Yeah, no, I agree, man. But it was just, I guess it was more of an indictment on the rest of the team. 70 minutes you guys have played, or some of you obviously played throughout that time. A guy comes on for 90 minutes of a game, gets man of the match. What the hell were you guys doing for the other 70, man? And listen, like I say to people, this isn't about, like, it's what I've heard in the last few weeks is that people keep saying, yeah, but this is what champions do. Not all the time. Like, it isn't. Why does it feel like it's all the time we're coming on here having this conversation about, that performance was a bit shaky though, rude boy. Oh my God, kind of thing. Like, it seems like it's a continuous thing. So I'm like, yeah, I agree. Champions have to, champions elect, should I say, they have to go through games which are tough. They have to have moments in the season which are going to be, quite difficult to navigate. Of course they do that. Like, I'm never going to expect anybody to go through a season just seamlessly. Like, that's not how it works, kind of thing. And I understand that. But this is happening quite a lot though. Do you get what I'm saying? But as I said before, we're not getting penalized for it, which is absolutely fine. And I'll take that. We'll take that and we go again next season, and then we just kind of go from there. But I do look at these things, and yes, it might be over analyzing it. Fair enough. And I hear that. I'm not going to argue with anybody who thinks otherwise. But I do look at these things and think, Jesus Christ, like another game where we were kind of dead, but luckily for us, Wolves don't score that one-on-one, when Alisson obviously saves it. Or as Jerry said, the Cunha second shot, like these things, if they don't, I think even I heard on commentary, I can't remember who it was, saying like, a better side. And it's not even a better side. It's just, I guess, one or two better players on the day. Wolves score at least another goal. And now we're talking about a draw. But obviously that didn't happen, in the game. Paul saying...
Quick one, G. Yeah, cool. Basically, I'm trying to figure out, are Liverpool playing rubbish, or is this just Liverpool's new style of play? Are we falling into that, they're rubbish, but this is how Liverpool want to play? Because it's seeming to me, right, I'm looking at it and it's like, every game is the same. Every game is the same. But the manager's not really changing anything. He makes tweaks, but he's not changing anything. So is this just the style of football? Is it like, like Mourinho back in the day? They would just sit in and defend, in it. Now, if Liverpool were doing that for 90 minutes, we'd be like, what? How rubbish was that? We only had one chance on goal. Real Madrid, they do that under Ancelotti. They sit in for nothing for the game and then just try to hit you on a counter, right? But the fans themselves, and Chelsea fans at the time as well, it's like they became like accustomed to it. And it was like, that's the style of play. That's how we play. So they became comfortable in it. Do we need to become comfortable in this play, which is that it's just sixes and sevens. Like we beat you with sixes and sevens all over the pitch, as opposed to having nines out of tens all over the pitch. Do you know what I mean? But then we drop off to like one's got a 9, another man's got a 6. It's like the level of everyone's quite uniform. Because again, it's like what you said. No one was outstanding, but no one was garbage. No one was like pants. It was just like, all right, you range between like a 5 and a 7. Do you know what I mean? Like that's like average is 6 for me. I don't know what you think on that.
Yeah, no. It's true. It's true. And maybe that is just it. Maybe I've even just got to get used to that. Maybe I've just got to get used to this is just what it looks like under slot, for example. And if that's the case, then that's, you know, it's just one of those things, isn't it? You just have to, I guess, just get used to it, to be honest with you. But it is an interesting one. I think I said big up Ends because I was saying it to him earlier on today, after the game, and I said it'll be very interesting to see in the summer. And again, that's obviously that's all the way in the summer, but it'll be interesting to see what it looks like if, and that's a big if he gets in his own players. What does it now look like in terms of the way that we play and, you know, the performances that we put in, you know, in certain games and stuff like that, when certain players are not necessarily there and he's got his own, you know, own kind of players. I would love to see what that kind of looks like, because at the moment this is what it looks like, and ultimately look, Liverpool are top with 7 points clear. So it's not, I'm not trying to moan about anything like that. It is just more looking at some of these performances and just being a little bit like, I can understand why an Arsenal would still feel encouraged, even though we are 7 points ahead. Like, a team shouldn't feel that encouraged being that far, like being, and 7's not major, but you shouldn't be like, yeah, man, we can catch it. Like, it seems so blasé. Now, that might just be the arrogance of them. I hear it, and there is probably an element of that, but there is that kind of, we can catch these lot kind of thing. And I don't feel like if we were performing well or better, that teams would feel like, or anybody below us would really feel that way. Same way we wouldn't feel that way if Man City was 7 points clear. We'd be like, bro, this league is already done. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's only now just formalities, you know, at this point kind of thing, just to fulfill the fixture list. But yeah, well, I guess we'll just have to wait and see, man. Goal ratio saying Diaz did okay, better than the rest, still nothing special, just okay. Yeah. I thought he was calm. We'll take a look at, we'll go through the players and stuff like that in terms of their performance levels for the game. Came out saying next season Slot will sign more players who can control games. This season we just have to roll with what he's given us. Yeah. Well, I wouldn't say what he given us, what was already here. Endo was average amongst a very poor second half performance. Yeah, no, of course, 100%. Pops says, so do we then, G, on that other day score another? So do we on that other day score another goal? I don't even know. I don't even know. It's one of those. It's if, buts, ands, maybes. Who knows at this point? Right now, it's just, as everyone keeps saying, just keep getting the wins. And I guess with the more it goes on, I think this is game 23, I think. So what's that? We've got 15 left. So as long as you can just keep doing it enough so that we just run out of games, then it doesn't matter, innit? We win the league. We could do the whole analysis crap in the summer, you know, kind of thing. And then we can start taking a look at it. But right now we are just, of course, just trying to, you know, get through these games as best as we possibly can. Angel, seriously, we should have strengthened in Jan. Here's our only signing, simply unacceptable. Yeah, no, I hear it. Big up Abdul in the building. Well, big up Alexander as well. Big up Diaz. Didn't give me head loss today. Endo, we needed that. 100%. Oh, 25 games. Sorry, 25. Apologies. 25. I do apologize. All right. Looking at the performances. I mean, this is FOTMob. Yeah, this is FOTMob's obviously ratings for the guys' performances and stuff like that. It's not my ratings, just before anybody gets mad at me. Obviously, they've given, I can't remember what they gave Ali. He made a really good save in the game, wherever you want to kind of give him. Trent's performance, man, how did you kind of find it though, Jerry?
Rusty, dazzled with a bit of class when you play in transition, innit? When we play in transition, it doesn't matter if Trent's got one leg in it. He's going to pull off something mad. Just to highlight the good before move on, his range of passing, like he done one pass where it was like on the volley, Trivella, and he fed Salah. Salah was offside. But that was ridiculous. And when Liverpool in transition, they're dangerous. And Trent there is like crucial for what Liverpool want to do. But today, he was just rusty. But you can see why when he's on the pitch, Liverpool have a bit more control. When Bradley came on, it was just like chaos. it was just chaos, bruv. It was like him running around like a headless chicken, defending for his life. Do you know what I mean? Like, he was just, there was no control, there was no calmness in the team. But yeah, not the best game from him. Gave the ball a lot of the time, but you could see it in his face. You know, like some of the passes he'll usually do, like the through ball, he done like an instep one, it just got overhit, it ran out of play. And he looked up at the sky and he was like, bro, today's not my day. And like, he kind of knew it, innit? So when he came off, he didn't look annoyed. He was just like, yeah, bro, I deserve it, innit? Like, I've been pants today. Which is it's calm. It happens in football. He's been off for a while. And when you're someone that relies on like ability more so than anything, he's not like a Milner that can just graft the game out, innit? Like, nothing's working out, but I'm going to stick it. He's not that type of player. He's like in the class of, obviously, not saying the same player, but like an Ozil, like them man there, where if it's not coming off, bro, I'm not asking you to like, do a shift in that right back, innit? Like, for him. Or I'm not asking him to put a shift in. It's like, if the stuff on the ball's not working, you're better off coming off and we just put someone else that can just put a shift in. That's what Bradley did in it. But you can see why, for me, he's important to obviously to Liverpool's team, because especially when you've got that slow build-up, you need someone that can just find a man in the gaps and that can see stuff. The most important thing for me as a player is if I'm playing with men that can see certain stuff, if they see pictures on the pitch, see the passes, see the movement. Because if you can't see it, it doesn't matter how much ability you've got, you're just never going to find it because you can't see it. You don't see the passes, and that's what happens. It feels like in our midfield and defence, they can't even see the subtle movements that we're making. So like, Salah will make a movement, but we're not finding him quick enough. So now he's off the picture, but then Jota and Diaz are standing still. Or vice versa. Diaz is running about, but Jota, McAllister, and Sobasa are just standing in a pocket and waiting. And Konate is like, bruv, like, what's going on? You man aren't moving. So, yeah, that's more. So I give it, like, if I had to give it, you said 7.2 there. For me, it's probably like a 5, isn't it?
Nah, excuse me.
He defended well. Like, he defended well when you had to, but yeah, nothing great.
No. I agree with that as well. Yeah, it was probably like a 5, to be honest with you. I feel like when most people were kind of, I think Jerry said before, they were like 5 and between 5 and 7. It was like that was what it kind of was. And to be fair, they have given most people, barring Diaz and Salah, they've given them and the midfield as well, just over the 7 mark. Konate though, man, and I'm not going to go through every player, just a couple of players I want to speak about. Konate though, man. Before I ask your opinion, obviously, Jerry. Honestly, Konate, yeah, he really is a top defender. Like, I'm not gonna say that he isn't, because he is. He has shown time and time again that he can be a really, really good defender. But I keep saying it. This brother has these bozo moments that I just don't. I don't know. Like, maybe they will get. I don't feel. Maybe it will get eradicated with time, but I don't know at this current moment in time whether that's actually going to come true, in the future. But you just have moments like of just, I don't know, you lose concentration or something. I don't know, man. You just, even before in that first half, I didn't really feel like he looked, I don't know, man. He just looked a little bit off anyway. Like when I was watching him play, I was like, I don't know, man. He doesn't really look on it. Maybe it's because, Wolves are not necessarily playing with like a man who sticks up front, like Cunha's not staying up there, to just stay there for the sake of it kind of thing. He's moving around. At times, you don't really have someone to mark and stuff like that. But yeah, like I agree with what Abdul's saying here. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like when it comes up against these like weird kind of strikers, like tricky strikers or tricky forwards, shall I call them? Like when I say tricky, I mean more so like a false nine, so to speak. I'm just like, I don't know, man. Sometimes you do look a little bit, I don't know, it's just weird. And your performance today, you was crap. In my personal opinion, I thought he was kind of crap in terms of his overall performance. He only played 45 minutes, and rightly so. Slot had to take him off because I know Slot spoke about it in regards to, in case like the referee might send him off and all of this stuff. But I was like, yeah, because you don't trust that this guy will be able to just manage the rest of that game anyway in a way that's going to allow for him to maybe not put himself in that kind of situation. So you got to take him off, anyway, man. But yeah, what about you, man? How did you find Konate's performance today, man?
I don't know, man. Like, I'm struggling to understand this guy, because at one point I feel like he deals well with these tricky strikers. Yeah, like I feel like he does well. Like they run into channels, he bullies them, and he's the Trent. Do you know what I mean, daddy? Like he's.
Oh, the connection's kind of died there. You back?
No, apologies. Someone just... Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. Someone just called in it. Someone called, so I'm on my phone. Apologies. But no, it's like sometimes with those tricky strikers, I'm like, yeah, he does really, really well. But then with a tall striker, he does dead. Like he gets bullied, like he done his better. So right now, I'm like, brother, I don't know what I want from you. Do I want you to be physical? Do I want you to be like just running in, covering channels? I just think since the injury, he hasn't been as imperious as he was. There's a bit more of a flaw to his game, and I think it's resulted in us being a bit more susceptible down that right hand side, no matter who plays there. So Trent, Bradley, whatever, whoever's playing down that side is a bit more feeble because.
Oop, just cut out there again. Apologies, guys. I think Jerry's he's working out in the gym. But no, I agree. I agree before he comes back. But yeah, I agree. I think since that injury, and obviously he came back into the team and it was like, I think he came on against Man United, was it? I can't remember which team it was, but it was against whoever. I think it was Manchester United. He came on for Gomez or for someone. And I remember him coming on and just thinking, yeah, he don't look 100, but that's fine. At that time, I was like, yeah, he just come back from injury, so it's not it's not a madness. I'm not, kicking up a fuss about it. But I thought it would get better with time. At the moment, it's not really there. When I'm watching him again, just in the last, couple of games, and that's more probably that's kind of a testament to Konate because of the levels that he's kind of been performing at for the majority of this season. So yeah, I'm not saying Van Dijk, Konate is rough. No, it's not even about that. It's just in this game specifically, I didn't think he played well. But then also, this is now becoming a bit of a trend. In the last few games, I've not thought he's played that well. You back, Jerry?
Yeah, sorry, I'm back. Yeah, sorry, guys. Apologies because I'm using my phone when someone calls. It takes the phone call. The phone call takes priority, so I've got to kind of let it ring out and then jump back in. But yeah, again, just going back on Konate, echoing what you said. I think. Look, he's someone that has immense qualities to be a centre back. If you had to design a centre back, that is probably him because he's tall, he's strong, he's fast. Yeah. He's actually gotten better on the ball as well. Before I used to kind of discredit him on the ball. He's actually become much better on the ball. He's much more secure. Yeah. But I don't know if it's just his genetics, bro. It's just the same genetics that make him big, strong, and fast are the same genetics that give him the bozo gene, bro. That bozo gene is just dormant, and all it takes is just triggered by something in a game. It triggers, I don't know, and man spins off and the crowd go, oh, like he's under pressure, and it can just come out. And Kolo Toure had the same thing. Do you know what I mean? The Wolves centre back, right, that went and fouled, and Diaz bumped him, and then the one that fouled, bruv. Oh yeah, he's having a really good season. He looked comfy, like on the ball. He looked so good, and he was having such a good game up until that point. But what happens? That one moment happens where Diaz kind of bumps and you don't expect him. You're like, right, he should have done better. After that, he was a bozo and had to get taken off.
Yeah.
And it was just one of those games. You had to bring on.
Yeah, it was the Jota.
Yeah, the Jota one. Yeah, and he pretended, and he was smiling and pretended to be injured. Bro, I know that African tactic, bro. Yeah. I know that African tactic. You'll be straight back in training tomorrow.
You say what Jerry be doing that on the hey, people watching, man. You know what Jerry's doing on the
I know that tactic when you go like you make a smile like a grimacing face like nah, I'm done. Yeah, you're done because you're rubbish today, bro. You ain't done because you're fit. Do you know what I mean? Look at the physical size of him. Same as Konate, man. So yeah, look. Ironically, I remember Kwanzaa coming off at halftime, innit? Against Ipswich, first day of the season. Yeah. Someone came in and saw out the game. Bruv, Kwanzaa came out, we could chat about him, but he saw out the game and made a vital block. To go and to keep us level. And it's like, bro, what does if we use history, does Kwanzaa retain his place now? Is that how we're moving? It's not saying one mistake and you're out. If I take you out for half time as a centre back, just know you ain't starting the next game. What are we saying?
Boy, like I'll be honest here. I don't think he's going to do that anyway. But I'll be real. Like with Trent, and I said it in my preview. Obviously, I thought Konate was okay now, but clearly he's still looking like he's a bit. I thought he's not. He's clearly not over it just as of yet, right? But like this is why in my preview I said I didn't want Trent to start the game because of you're just coming back from injury. Like we don't need to rush you. And from what you guys keep telling me, not you, Jay, but like what everyone keeps telling me, Bradley's good. Like he's calm. He should be able to just start these kind of games against a Wolves side and be calm, kind of thing, right? So I just assumed that would have made more sense. And then you can bring Trent on to get some more minutes, obviously in his legs, especially because we got Villa away, and that's a tough Marcus Rashford. You know what I mean? Like I don't know, like that might sound a bit crazy, but even still, with what Konate's kind of been through in these last like few weeks and stuff like that. Villa's a tough game, so he might not look at it that way. He might just say, fuck it, just play kind of thing. But who knows? Do you know what I mean? Like, are you fully fit? If you're not, I don't know. Like, can you? I don't know, man. I just feel like you being there now is more detrimental than you not being there. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not feeling the same level of security I was feeling before with Konate and Van Dijk. I was like, bro, that's him. You're not breaking that. Like, you just, it was so difficult. And as Jerry said, because of his actual attributes and stuff like that, into the big, strong, fast, I agree, and I would admit he's gotten better on the ball and stuff like that. I was like, yeah, calm. Like, you can, you know what I mean? You need those two back there. But recently, it's just been ish. But listen, let's just hope that's just poor form, and it is what it is, and we can obviously move on. Players will, of course, have that, across a season. Looking at the midfield, I wanted to ask you your opinions on the midfield as a whole. Not necessarily if there is any individuals, of course, but just on the midfield as a whole, man. How did you think that they performed today, man?
They were all right. I think McAllister was probably the better one out of all of them. Maybe him and Soboslai probably level. Gravenberch, for me, just this is where it goes back to what we said and why Slot wanted a Zubimendi, innit? Is you need someone in certain games that's just a top level operator on the ball, like takes the right turn, the right amount of touches, plays the right pass to the right person, and people don't see it all the time, right? So Gravenberch might drop the shoulder and play the pass to Soboslai, but a Jabi Alonso would have touched it, opened up Goya again, and spread it out straight into Diaz because Diaz is free. But we don't see it on the pitch because we're not playing with them. But that's the reason why, like them, man, like Cruz, that type of was so important in these teams, especially when you're controlling games, your Javis and stuff. He's more of like again, drive with the ball. When there's no space to drive with the ball, it becomes a problem. And when he drove, he was effective. Like, he got fouled a couple of times and then around the box, so he had a couple of set pieces. But for me, he just wasn't great. And then McAllister, again, I've kind of just accepted it. He's just like a midfielder, but he's not a Jabi Alonso, and he's not just at number 10. He's actually just at number 8. But he needs like someone to hold his hand in there as well, because he can be left wanting where if he doesn't make the tackle, he's going to make a foul. And yeah, look, it's all right. It's all right, innit? Like, the midfield are okay. They work really, really hard. But yeah, you can see why I think in the summer, I think we're definitely going to go and get a midfielder. Who that is, I'm not sure. But yeah, I don't know what you thought about the midfield yourself. But
yeah, no, they were average. They were just average. That's just really the way I saw them. Is all of them, in my opinion, were If you wanted to pick, then yeah, maybe I would have maybe given it more to Szoboszlai. Maybe if I had to pick out the 3. Then maybe McAllister and then Gravenberch. Gravenberch has been a bit, in my opinion, average in the last few games, to be honest with you. If you want to put it down to fatigue, tiredness, I couldn't even care less, to be honest. You've just been average as of recently. McAllister, he was finding himself in these wide areas. I think me and you were speaking about this during the game. Man's finding himself in these wide areas, bro. You cannot cross to save your life, bro. Like, unless it's a corner, dead ball, situation, you can't cross in the run and play. Stop trying. or we need to stop getting him in that position to do that. Like, I need someone else there as opposed to him, because he can't use his left foot. He isn't particularly quick, and he can't put balls in the box from that angle. That's fine. We all got our strengths and weaknesses, but why is he always the one that's there? Why isn't Zobo there? Why isn't a Graham or whoever? Just someone else needs to be in that position.
Because obviously at the time, what happened is Diaz came off because he had obviously his legs had gone, but he's played like 4 back-to-back games, like including the Plymouth game and that. Is that Slot just? This is. We'll speak about Diaz anyway, but I think it's something interesting that I keep seeing. But anyway, Soboslai playing on the left-hand side, on the left wing. Where he's done all right, but then he's coming more central and stuff because he's defending. And then McAllister's making like this, he's that number 10, but he's got freedom to float left and right. But he's decided to float left. But then he's not even cutting back inside and trying to whip a ball, and he's trying to like cross it with his left foot. But he's got no pace, and he's got no like he's in he's got no like, if he's tall, he could just thrown his foot at it and it would have gotten somewhere. So if my man was doing that, it was trickling into the box. I was like, what are you doing? I was like, bro, you're better off just keeping it. You better just keep the ball, bro. But yeah, this again, people spoke about it saying, McAllister in the 10, he's gonna cook. He'll cook in certain areas, but he's not this the way Slot wants his 10 right now to move, like the way Jones and Sobosai are moving, Lancaster can't do that. He can't do it. In those areas, he's not going to burn man for things. He's not going to dribble past man. He's going to keep it. But ultimately, in those areas, you want a bit more incisiveness, like what Maddison was kind of doing today, like if you watch the game. So, look, it's an interesting one, that dynamic in midfield, man. Until we get that profile, I'm going to be really interested to see how we're going to progress in terms of keeping the ball, because I think the midfield is one of the reasons why, like, even if there's no, like, you know, if you had a Jabi Alonso or Cruz, like, there'll be no movement, but they'll still find the man. They'll just still find the man. They'll just, it doesn't matter. Like, you don't have to move, I'm going to find you. But the rest of these men, they don't. They need bare movement. And if you ain't got bare movement, it becomes a bit long, do you know what I mean? So.
No, it's true. I agree. Moving on to the attack then. It's really not really Salah. I mean, we could talk about Salah actually. You know what? We'll talk about the whole attack. But the two I really wanted to focus on was Jota and Diaz. Diaz, obviously, because I felt like quite a few people were being harsh on Diaz today. Like I see some of you in the chat as well who have said obviously you didn't really like his performance or whatever. But I don't know. Like I thought like Diaz was calm in the game. I didn't have any real problems with him. Obviously, got his goal. Yeah, listen, lucky goal, whatever. You know, it's one of those. I remember when Nunes scored that goal that was basically going in, and everyone was like, "Hey, it all counts." Like, you know what I mean? So Diaz is gonna get the same kind of grace, here, right? But Jota was the first one I wanted to get into first, right? Obviously, Gakpo's injured, so obviously I'm assuming maybe Diaz would have gone up top, and then maybe Gakpo out on the left as an example. He didn't start Nunes again. That's now however many games in a row, which is interesting in itself, right? Especially after that Brentford performance, but it is what it is. But Jota's performance today, man, how did you find it, bro?
Rubbish, man. Rubbish. Like, yeah, I mean, to be fair, you man in the comments, some of you are bozos, isn't it? We'll chat about that. But anyway, yeah, it was just like, nothing, bruv. Nothing. Like, it was just, I don't think he did anything right. Like, even that thing where he dived, right? Bruv, just let it run across to Diaz. Diaz just opens his foot up, It's just a side foot, You've got to dummy it and just let that run across. But he checked his shoulder, saw Diaz was there, and said, actually, I'm going to take a touch inside because I want to score. And he was so desperate to score, he's acting his Nunes bag today. Like, it was that one of the decent moves. Like, he just ran around, he pressed a couple times, but he just didn't do anything. He just didn't do anything. So it was just like, yeah, at times, like even the Diaz goal, right? Why is Diaz making a run through the middle? Because Jota wasn't doing anything, bro. Diaz has just left this space and said, "I'm gonna have to make the run because you're not making a run."
Yeah.
So it was just a weird game for me, man. Weird game.
No, I agree. I agree. Yeah, but yeah, Pops, you said it perfectly. He was just awful, in my opinion. I think, he didn't really offer. Who said it there? Yeah, Christian. I would say more today, not in general, but for today's game, he brought nothing to the attack. Like, him being there or not being there would have made no difference, in my opinion. Like, you're probably even better served playing Nunes from the start. To be honest, I reckon I would have got a bit more from the attack. In terms of like runs from behind, and as Jerry mentioned there, those central runs, Nunes would at least be doing those, as opposed to Jota, who was just running around. And yeah, honestly, I didn't even really understand, what he was really there to do. To be honest with you, I remember when he did take that shot, obviously in the first half, when he took that shot, when he's obviously tried to get it in at the near post, I was like, bro, like, you just took that shot off of, I can't remember who it was. He took the ball off because it landed obviously to them. And I was thinking, yeah, I could hear that. Oh, sorry, I could see that this ain't going to go in. First of all, they got like 2-3 men on the line and the goalkeeper in front of them. What angle are you even trying to hit that you're going to score from this, from this kind of angle? I get it. Sometimes you do want your strikers to be selfish, and listen, that's going to come out in ways that might not, or we don't, always agree with. And that was probably one of those. But sometimes I'm like, bro, like, I beg you, just look. Like, all you have to do is just look. That's all we're asking for. Is just kind of look. But obviously, moving on to to Diaz. You lot on the chat. you know, in the gym, JJ. yeah, he's in the gym still. But obviously, you gotta get that workout whenever you can get that workout. People, come on. Obviously, Jerry, man, Diaz. Do you think that some of the people who were getting onto him, I guess, in the game, do you feel like that was over the top? Like, how did you find his performance, man? Man said, "Who is Jerry fighting Optimus Prime?"
Very much over the top, bro. Very much over the top. I think you're looking at it and you're like, hold on, like he got the goal. Man put in enough crosses that were dangerous. He got at his man. He switched the ball enough times into Salah. Made the right decision. Yet man are still complaining. Man did this with Gakpo as well, you know. Man did this with the same thing with Gakpo. When Gakpo at the beginning of the season, Gakpo can't start. Gakpo this. When he had good games, Gakpo now he's this. He's not doing that. He can't get past his man. Now man are screaming for Gakpo. It's like this fan base is so reactionary. It's just like it's a joke. Man was the best forward out of everyone on the pitch. He arguably was the best player on the pitch for Liverpool. In terms of the best player, he was trying to get the ball from enough places. He was trying to affect the game in his rightful position. Got his goal in the right areas as well. And it's like that's all you want from a player, innit? Like I'm not expecting him. He's not Salah. He's not going to get 35 goals a season. If you want that, go and get the next Salah, innit? Should have gone and got Marmoush. You should have went and got Marmoush. Instead, we didn't do that. So for now, you have to live with what you've got. And he was calm today. In other games, he'd been poor. I'd even said he was out of form, and I would have started Gakpo if he was fit because of recency. But he's come on, he played on the left, and he done his thing. If Gakpo had done that, if Gakpo had that same performance, we'd be saying, oh yeah, Gakpo's important. Like, there's certain things Gakpo can't do that Diaz can, and vice versa. Do you know what I mean? And that was a game where you needed someone that was a bit cuter in those areas because you saw how Wolves are set off. As soon as he came off, look what started to happen. The game went gung-ho because you didn't have someone that could keep it in the forward line because every man was just losing the ball. So I don't know what you thought, but I think it was a good game, innit? And I think if you wanted to go and like see a good performance and see where Diaz are going to go, I think this is a great game because it's like cool. We've seen him on the left now. Now it's just ideally you just want to run a games now in that position to hopefully get the best form from him, just like with Gakpo, because ultimately, regardless of what people say, we need these players in it to the end of the season. Someone's got to rise. Yeah. And if they don't all rise at the same time, you need Diaz to rise now when Gakpo's injured and Gakpo might come back and be crap. We need Diaz to be good. And then when Diaz falls off, you need Jota to be good. And if that happens, Liverpool will be fine. But it can't just be like, oh, all we need is Gakpo. Then what's the point? You might as well just sell Diaz now, put him in the reserves, put Jota in the reserves, put Nunes in the reserves, and just hope Gakpo's fit. And if he's not there, just play anyone else. Some man are screaming for Chiesa on Twitter. They're saying Chiesa would have done better. I'm mad that. Like, I don't know, man. I think that the agendas are mad. People need to grow up. I think some people need to grow up as well. But yeah, man, look, good game. Got his goal, found Salah, and yeah, in the right positions. When you're in the right positions, you get goals, and that's what it is. You to the left, you got into the right positions, was there to get the goal. If Salah scored those goals, we're praising it. Do you know what I mean? We're saying, "Now he got a goal. It doesn't matter." So yeah, man.
No. I totally agree. Big up, Pops. Yeah, bro. I don't talk about Chiesa. Like, there's a reason why I don't speak about him at all. I don't need to. We don't see the guy. Like, we never ever see it. Like, I was watching a Man United game, and what's his name came on in the last, was it like 2.5 minutes? The Cheeto, the young striker that they obviously got from Arsenal, and he's been bagging goals for the youth teams and stuff like that, like bagging a serious amount of goals, right? Like, he got 2.5 minutes. Chiesa ain't even getting that. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, Chiesa, like, I'll be honest, yeah. Like, and I'll speak about Salah, yeah. Salah just had just another basic average to like meet like dead to average performance. Like, it wasn't great, it wasn't whatever. Jerry was right. Like, Diaz was the best forward that we had on the pitch today. I know Nunes came on, but brother, I had to even say, right, Nunes came on today. Oh shit, I didn't even realize. Do you know what I mean? But again, we just couldn't really find him or get him, really into the game. Forget even the fact that Salah scored a penalty. I felt like his performance today was, again, in these kind of games and in these kind of moments, right? I look at that, and ENDZ is correct here. That is on the manager, because I looked at that and thought, wouldn't this be the moment that you bought Chiesa for? Like, your star man, he's got his goal now. He's going to leave the pitch with something regardless. He's got the goal. He's not performing well. We're not playing really well down that right-hand side as well. Surely you bring on Chiesa. Surely. Like or Elliot, I don't even know. It just somebody else has to come on for Salah at this point in time. You've got Chiesa, unless I saw it wrong. He was on the bench. I can't remember. Sorry.
IG. Yeah, quick one. What food? Just off topic quickly. What food do you not like? Like I told you, you hate it. Like you can't eat. What food is it?
Rice and peas.
Rice and peas, cool. Bruv, imagine now you got jollof there, yeah? You got jollof. You went to the function, they told you it's jollof. You get there, the jollof is almost finished, right? They're getting scraps. And you have rice and peas in there. Knowing you, you're probably gonna be like, you know what, that's fine. I was gonna air it and I'll just touch kebab on the way back. I'll just touch kebab shop on the way back. Bro. That's what Sot's doing. He's looking at that pot and he's like, brother, I'm seeing rice and bruv, Kiers is the rice and what? Nunes is the pea, Elliot's the pea, dead. Bruv, I'm not even trying to touch that. You know what? That's fine. I'm just eat the last remnants of the jollof, and hope the woman that's serving me is like, give me an extra mac and cheese or something just to sort me out. Like Diaz will sort me out because otherwise, bruv, I don't want to see rice and peas, and that's what it is. He's looking at it like, you know what, calm. You know what? Maybe I might get a bit more from Diaz or someone else. The little remnants of the jollof Salah can just stay there. I'm not touching the rice and pea, and that's what it is. So unfortunately, Elliot and Chiesa, he just don't rate them, man. He's looking at them and saying, bruv, I'm better than you. And that's what it is. More so with Chiesa, he's probably looking at it thinking, bruv, Chiesa might have to just touch paddle and that's it. Maybe it's just paddle from now on. He's just a paddle buddy because this is a joke thing right now. Honestly, if I was in that dressing room there, like we're violating him, we're saying, bruv, you can't get minutes. You know, like McConnell and that sniggering at him. McConnell just sniggering at him like, rah. It is what it is, man. It is what it is.
Nah. I'm sorry, guy. I'm literally just trying to look now, just in case I got it wrong because I didn't look at the bench anyway. But I'm assuming, he was on the bench. He was on the bench, yeah. But now Jerry's right. First of all, rice and peas is dead, but that's a conversation for another day. You lot in the chat, I'm not even. I don't want to do that because I know some of you are gonna get touchy in that. But yeah, I feel like it's.
They
dead
need the
now.
gravy. They need the gravy. They need.
Bro,
but you need gravy with it.
Yeah, all of like, why do I need something like, bro? That the food should just be what it is, in it. But cool, whatever it is, what it is, right? But I feel like that analogy. Use whatever food you guys want to use in the chat. It's up to you. But Jerry is correct though, because it does seem like that. How are you saying that Chiesa cannot get no minutes, bro? Like man's getting none though. Like. Honestly, it baffles me sometimes because I sit there and think, what, man can't even get the last five? You know, even in that moment when Salah fought, I don't know if you remember, yeah, or if you guys in the chat remember, when Salah tried to, I can't remember who the left back was it? I can't remember the brother's name. I remember Rom saying it, but he tried to run past him. I even said, yeah, when he tried to kick it and run, I said, Salah, you're not running past this brother. This brother is quick. And you're not the same quick that you think you are, or that you were obviously years ago. You're not getting past my man. So I said from that moment, I said, bro, take that off. Put Chiesa on, because I feel like Chiesa would actually be able to give him a good run for his money, if not beat him for pace down that right-hand side. And with Chiesa just being in the games that we've kind of seen recently, someone with a bit more action, you know, a bit more lively, obviously he's trying to impress and, you know, he can lick shots off from wherever. We might just need that. Heck, you might even just say, I might just stick him up there. Like, whatever. But we just kept Salah on. And I was like, okay, fair enough. And I'm always an advocate to keep Salah on the pitch because it's Salah. When we need a goal, I would much rather have Salah on the pitch, right? But we didn't need a goal. We just needed something different in the game. So when you're not even bringing him on, bro, that's an indictment to him. Like, what excuse are you giving, man, now? Yeah, he's still not up to... We're in February, guys. It is 2025 in February. 2025. And I can't be hearing, yeah, he's still not up to speed. Still not up to speed. Still not up to speed.
No, but of course not. He's never going to be up to speed, G. Bruv, the speed's gone. There's nothing to get up to because he's gone. Like, bruv, he needs to become like a right back, maybe a right wing back. Something like, what's his name? Was it Zambrotta? Who was that guy? Yeah, Zambrotta. You know, Zappacosta. You know, like Zappacosta. Them man there. Let him do his right wing back thing. Let him go to a free at the back. Let him touch United. Well, let him play for United. I'd even send him on loan to United, you know. Right now, they're no threat to us. They're no threat.
Yeah,
you might as well just, bruv, they've lost Amad Diallo. Just give them Chiesa. If Chiesa can't do it there with game time, he's never going to be able to do it, innit? He can't run.
Yeah, it's Bro, honestly, like I was thinking of doing a show actually talking about Chiesa because I was like, nah, this is getting a bit unfair now. Like, like what's kind of going on here? Obviously, I don't know what's gonna happen next game. For all I know, Chiesa starts. For all I know, because obviously Diaz, if from what I'm hearing, Gakpo's not really been. He sounds like a doubt for the game. Diaz, can he play another game? Kind of thing. I don't know. So Chiesa might actually start the next game. But it is a bit weird that you're not even bringing him on at all. Like, to even change it up a little bit. You're not even doing that. Now, whether it's a different conversation, I guess, whether you just didn't really want to sign, man. So, you feel like, I don't really want to play the guy and I didn't want the guy. So I don't feel like I should be obliged. And if anything, what's working for him is that Liverpool are top of everything. And we're doing well this season. So I don't need to play him because we're doing well without him anyway. I don't know. Like, and that's just me being, just being silly and just dropping thoughts and whatever kind of conspiracies behind it. But it's weird to me that Chiesa cannot get no fucking minutes, bro. February times. What we're gonna say? What come the last 5 games? Yeah, he's gonna become mad important. 5 games. That's what we signed him for, to play 5 games. That's crazy. Gee, you will see Rio play before, bro. I can see that. I can fully see a situation where if Rio starts getting minutes before Chiesa, then I know he didn't want this brother. That could be the only reason why. There cannot be any other reason why this academy guy is getting minutes ahead of you. If we're saying,
bro, it's already happened. But it's already happened, bro. We faced Accrington Stanley and Chiesa was on the bench and Rio started.
Yeah.
Bruv, this guy's just not good, bruv. But you can even tell, like, the banter when Salah's like, bruv, yeah, come to my yard, I'll cook for you, bruv. Them man are treating him like a dickhead, bruv. He's a waste, man. And bruv, you look at him and he's just smiling all the time. He's just grateful to be there, bruv. He's Adrian again. He's just there for the vibes. For man to banter him about, Chiesa, Italiano, Golasso. Bruv, I saw that video, man. They're not rating him. They're not rating his team.
You know it? Yeah, I was just about to say that. Yeah, they're not rating his thing, but and it's unfortunate because, I mean, like, he was a somebody clearly before. And then, listen, we don't know how his Liverpool career is going to end, but yeah, I guess that's a future conversation. And
bro, we know how it's going to end, bruv. We know it's going to end. It's going to end with him just waving the fans goodbye, like on the last day of the season. Kwanzaa probably just, barging him in the hallway, saying condolences to him and that, laughing with the young G's. Man just smiling, man asking man for boots, man saying like bits instead because he don't know how to speak. Bruv, it's a madness, bruv. It's a madness. Mind games, brother.
Mind games are like times 100. Now it's true, Don. Like, like I said this at the beginning of the season though, because obviously I do like the Euro Club fourfold, and obviously Juve is one of the teams, and I found it weird in the summer that they let him go because it's not even like they improved that side of the pitch anyway. Like, in terms of, like, would I say getting a player who I would deem at that time to be better than Chiesa kind of thing. And I thought maybe other stuff going on behind the scenes, but right now this is looking like, at least they got something for him. Like, I don't know if his contract was going to be up or whatever, but yeah, it's weird. It's weird. And he's here for 5 years. It's a 5-year deal. Boy, that's mad. I didn't even know. I thought it was less than 5 years.
That's a 5, but that's like a cent. That's like a sentence, bro. 5 means 2.5, but then half of it, he's on remand. So he's like, he's going to be here for a season, and he's going on loan, and he's going to cut.
No, I hear it. No, I hear it. Listen, obviously, we just, like I said, this is all, we can't sell or buy anybody now. So I'm not saying, we have to sell him right this second, of course. But it is weird that he's not even playing, because ultimately, I do feel, and we're going to get on to Slot before we head on out of here. One of the things I wanted to obviously speak about is Slot kind of maybe trusting people a bit more. Now, I don't rate some of the players from the team, but I ain't the manager. So I can only see and I guess analyze it the same way the manager, or the way that what the manager's actually doing, right? Yes, I don't rate a lot of this team. I just don't rate them. And I don't care where we are in the league. I just don't rate a lot of the team, right? But he has to use some of these guys. Like, at some point, I feel like you do need to try to potentially integrate people a bit better and maybe a bit more. So as an example, Gravenberch playing this amount of games, for someone who wasn't playing this amount of games before, so obviously you can see this is why he's looking a bit leggy. That's one situation. Again, with the Chiesa situation, heck, even the way, and listen, again, I don't rate Nunes, but how does your man management look when You just dropped a guy who bagged you the winner against Brentford, and man isn't even really seeing the light of day at this current moment in time. And that was however many weeks ago. So now I'm looking at it thinking, and again, I don't rate them. So for me, I'm like, whatever. But just as more of a team thing, because obviously when we need these guys to come in at a later date, potentially, but touch wood, we don't get injuries, but just to come in and help and stuff like that, we're seeing it with some of these performances. When these guys are coming on the pitch, man's looking all like rubbish, and then we're all cussing them. And it's like, well, yes, we can cuss them to a certain degree, but you got to look at the manager. And as En said earlier on, that is on the manager, unfortunately. Or fortunately.
But a quick one on that, yeah. A quick one on that, yeah. Like, because I find it's quite funny. I'm not one to look at conspiracy in that, like, man, we read what's on the table, bruv. You tell me something, I'm going to run with it until otherwise. I ain't got time to be thinking about conspiracy. But you see, the other day I heard there was like a joke, and Nunes was like Saudi, and there was you just laughing. He wants to go Saudi. And then obviously all that outlets were coming out saying that Liverpool agreed to deal with Saudi, but Slot was like, yeah, bruv, like we can't let him go now because we can't get any replacements. So maybe we tried to go and get a forward. Maybe it was Kvaratskhelia to come in, but we couldn't get him, or he was already getting PSG, and it was like, bruv, it's over. Like we can't. Basically, we don't trust Jota. Diaz is at number 9. We need an option in it to have. We need to have someone up front. You can't rely on Jadon Danns, who's gone out on loan. You want him to develop. Do you think, like, the writing's on the wall? He's already going. Hence why it slots like, but I'm not even wasting my time with you right now. Like, you'll come on if you have to, but if you're not part of the future planning of this team, why am I going to start integrating you if we try to get rid of you in Jan? And if I try to get rid of you in Jan, and as a player, you're trying to get rid of in Jan, why am I even coming on? Like, there's no point.
Yeah. No, actually,
and maybe it's that. Maybe it's just that thing,
No. I see it like here. I see it very, very similarly. In terms of with Nunes, ultimately the club were I would say they were willing to sell Nunes in January with that bid, but it really probably just came down to the fact that we just couldn't get nobody else in, and with the strikers that we do have, obviously we're in that situation. So. Yeah, it's a weird dynamic, man. Like I said, it's just been a weird dynamic with some of the players. And the thing is, it's difficult. Like, I'm not trying to stick it on Slot or nothing. It's not really about that, to be honest with you, because the reality is this is first season. So there are players and things that he's just had here because they're here kind of thing. So he did, obviously, at the beginning, really want to work with the players that he's got. Obviously, we've got to understand this guy's coming from Feyenoord. No disrespect to Feyenoord, but they ain't at Liverpool's level. So when you come to this level and you got these kind of players who are already finished, I think, 3rd or whatever last season, you're thinking, yeah, I can run this. Do you know what I mean? Maybe he didn't, from what I've heard, I've heard McAllister say, I've heard Slot say it, I've heard someone else say, I can't remember who the third person was, but they didn't expect Liverpool to be top of the league at this moment in time anyway. So the reality is the fact that we are, he's probably just looking at it and think, man, I could just, you know what I mean? Like, I'm doing good here. Like, I'm okay with the guys that I've got at this moment in time. But moving forward, I'm going to need this guy to come in or that guy to come in and, in that kind of position. But we'll wait and see, man, and we can rap about that. But just before we leave, though, on Slot, in terms of how he set the team up, obviously it's not his fault, I guess, in terms of maybe certain players' performances. But did you think he got it right tactically in the game, in a general sense?
Well, right now, like we used to give him props and be like, yeah, he made like good adjustments in games and he did this. Recently, he's not been making the adjustments. Or he is, but they're just not having the same impact. Like, I don't really know what we did differently. I feel like the game, the reason why even Wolves stuck it on us is because naturally what happens as a team, when you're under pressure and your recent performances that you go back to like United, but then you go and look at like the Everton game where you couldn't see out a game. It's almost like you just want them to see out the game. And there's so many parallels with like the Spurs United game today where Spurs were just like, bruv, we need to just see it out. And it looked a bit cagey, but they got it over the line. And I think Liverpool just wanted to get over the line, especially when that goal went in, the atmosphere changing. The fans didn't even seem confident. We were celebrating Endo making a clearance, like, because we didn't have a shot on top. Like, do you know what I mean? So it was dire moments. That's what Goodison Park's known for. That's what Ipswich will do. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, that's what Plymouth were doing. Do you remember when they were making all those clearances after them centre backs were screaming, the fans were cheering? But that's what we were doing because we didn't have any chances, any shots on goal. So right now, I don't know. Like, I'm struggling to understand like what is the philosophy of Slot, because right now it just reminds me of Klopp with like a different type of setup. It's not too indifferent, and I would have thought that by this time he'd have a more of an imprint
Yeah.
in terms of the team, like in terms of how we play. Because it started off like there was an imprint and it was like, okay, cool, you don't want to change anything straight away because it's like, you want to keep it simple, but we can see positionally, different areas, people occupying different spaces and all of that. But now it just seems quite samey. Like we know what's going to happen and know how we're going to play. The patterns of play aren't entertaining. There's no like ingenuity. It's like we get the ball, we let them press and we play it into midfield, but then the midfielders ain't got the ability to turn and like find the pass straight away. So they've got to take 2-3 touches, and by that time they play it back to their fullback. The fullback gives it to Virgil. He stands on it, and the same thing happens again and again and again. And it's just like, bro, this is boring. And yeah, I'm starting to, I don't know, not question Slock. That's the wrong word, but it's like I just want to see a bit more. I think it's better. I think it's better than what you're showing right now.
Yeah, no, I agree, and I think, yeah. I like really just to echo that. To be honest with you, I think especially in today's game as well. Today's game, it was very reminiscent of other games where it's like you're just doing the same thing over and over again, and that's one of the things that myself and Jerry anyway, we criticize Klopp about, which is, bro, you're just doing the same thing. Big up to Savage actually, because Savage is one of the first few people who spoke about like. And I don't want to quote not verbatim, but in terms of like not that much different to what we've seen under Klopp in terms of the way that people spoke about Slot. And listen, look, he's had good games. I will admit, I thought he's had some good games. And at the beginning, I did think, yeah, this is a little bit different. Yeah, okay, cool. We're doing this a bit different and, whatever. But it seems like when the going gets tough for Liverpool this season so far, we just revert back to type. And I think then that's what then happens in terms of what Jerry said about you just want to see out the game. He can't seem to get that message across. If he is trying to get that message across, I don't know. But if he's trying to get that message across of where he wants players to be and setting up tactically and whatever, he's just happy with just getting over that line in itself. So hence why he spoke about mentality and all of this kind of stuff after the game. Because we have that in abundance. We do have that. I can't say that we don't. Like we've shown clearly over the last few seasons that we have got the mentality. We don't really lose that many games anyway. So you must have a decent enough mentality for that to happen, right? So we've got that in us already. But it just seems that we revert to type in so many games. Like in today's game, fucking hell, man. It was pissing me off watching. Like, as Jerry said, it's the patterns of play. But they are, by definition, they are patterns of play. But fuck me, that was absolutely rubbish patterns of play, bro. Like your pass, like the passing. I detest when teams knock the ball about at 1 mile per hour. It pisses me off because in my head I'm like, Wolves today were so happy when we were just passing the ball slowly. Van Dijk lethargically passing it out to Kwanzaa at the time, and then he might try and look for a pass infield to McAllister or Gravenberch. If not, it goes out wide, but then it comes back infield. If it doesn't come back infield, it goes back to Kwanzaa. He will then maybe pass it to an Alisson. Alisson, he'll pass it to Van Dijk. Van Dijk draws the guy in. He passes it back to Alisson. Alisson clips it over to fucking Robertson. Then we go forward, and then we don't really go too far forward because we're not really making any other movements. Zabozalai will pick up the ball, flick his hair, and then he passes it back. I'm like, brother, like, what are you? Wolves were just chilling. At one point, you could see, was it Andre and Joao Gomez? I could see them literally just kind of like almost telling each other, like, no, just chill. Like, we don't have to, I can't remember who said it. Might have even been Jerry, but I remember someone saying this to me about, when you're playing 5s or 7s, right? Like some people, they start like running around the pitch, like trying to press here, press there. Bro, just chill. Just wait. They have to come here at some point. If they're trying to move forward, they have to come here at some point in time. And it's like, that's almost what Wolves were saying to each other. It's like, no, they got to come at some point in time. They're going to try do something at some moment. We'll just chill. Easy. It was so freaking easy for Wolves, in that at large parts of that second half where they could just, calm, bro. They don't need to, they're not doing anything. Like Liverpool were not a threat in any way, shape, or form. But I've seen this so many times and it's just annoying. But I think, like I said, the thing that I detest the most is Liverpool's passing. It pisses me off. Like, I've not liked it at all this season, and I've not liked it for time. This slow shit that you guys keep doing, for me, I'm like, the reason why I don't like it is because you're not like Brighton under De Zerbi, where like there was actually, you could actually see why they were doing that. because every player draws the opponent onto them so that they can find that space. We don't do that with every player. It's only Van Dijk and maybe one or two others who will do that. Hence why Liverpool's best football this season, in majority, has been on the transition. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Sorry, go on, Jerry. I interrupted. Is it there?
Just saying I agree. I'm just saying I agree.
Oh yeah. And it's sorry, like, it's just annoying. Like it probably frustrates me when I watch it. That's why when people always ask me, and I'm always doing this analysis for games or the match reactions or whatever, and I know you guys were joking or you're being truthful, but that's why I never look at these games and think, yeah, man, that was great. What was great about it? Do you know what I mean? Like, is this great? Like, this to you is great. Like, this is what you want to like. And again, I get it. We just want to get through the game. We want to win get these 3 points, and we want to win the league. I fully understand that. But when we're analyzing games, like just in isolation, brother, come on, man. Like, sure, I can't be the only person or Jerry or whoever who sees that, and then you're just like, yeah, that's fine. Don't worry about it. Because when it doesn't work, the reason why I get more annoyed is that not because it didn't work, it's because everybody's flicked the switch straight away. Oh my freaking days, that was absolutely atrocious. Like, bro, come on, man. We've been seeing this though. You know what I'm saying? You weren't calling it out then. So the fact that we didn't win a game against an Everton or whatever, or we didn't beat this team or whatever, yeah, we've kind of seen it though. So it's not going to work all the time, right? These kind of things don't work all the time. Just like any tactic in the world, it's not going to necessarily work all the time, regardless. But if it's one of those tactics that you just think, yeah, man, it could be better. And like I said, maybe in the summer, it will get better. Next season, it will get better. I'm willing to hope that it's going to happen. But right now, when I watch Liverpool, I'm like, you lot are fucking boring. Like, you're so boring to watch. You're only fun in transition. On the ball, you are dead to watch. Like, I don't like watching Liverpool on the ball. They're one of the worst teams in the whole league to watch when it comes to just being on the ball and just trying to figure out whatever. Everybody knows it. Liverpool's problem is low blocks. How does everybody in the freaking league know that? How do we all know that? But these times I'm watching other teams and they seem to be able to work it out in games. But for some reason, Liverpool is like, yeah, if it's not transition, it doesn't really work. Like that kind of stuff frustrates me. I'm like, that shouldn't happen though. I thought, you know what I mean? Like with Slot being here, I thought by now in February, I should be seeing way more of an imprint. Like way more. I don't care about the players that you've got or whatever. Just in terms of the style of play, like I should be seeing it now, and I'm not. I'm still seeing the same things that I've been seeing for time, whole 8 years or 7 years or whatever it is. And that's what frustrates me more when I watch Liverpool. Hence why I maybe do go over the top or, over analyze, however you kind of want to see it. That's up to you. But that's just how I feel when I watch Liverpool. I'm just like, bro, this is so dead to watch. I'd rather watch someone else. If I'm going to watch football, I need to enjoy it at the bare minimum. Or I need to at least see what you're trying to do. And at the moment, I don't see that. But it is what it is, and enough of my rant. We're gonna end it there. Sorry.
Nah, man. Just to say what you're saying, just to echo it. Really, it's just like it's one of them ones where I don't know, man. Like again, it's the imprint, man. I would have wanted to see a better imprint by now. I look at the Zerbi and the patterns I'm seeing. I'm just like, oh my god, like you know what I mean? Like it's just, and this is the guy I wanted. And look, Slot. Look, I like him. I like him as a manager.
Same. Yeah, guys, I do like him. By the way, I do like it.
Yeah, like he speaks a good game and stuff. We're not. I mean, me and G, we're not slut out. We're not slut out at all. Far from it.
Yeah.
But it's just one of those ones where I look at it personally and look. I just want to wait and see like what happens when he gets his players. Yeah. If it's the same when he gets his players, then there'll be some conversation for me because obviously it's one of them ones where in football, look, it doesn't matter how you play. Ultimately, if you win, you win. And if Slot just wins this season and next season and season after, even just wins next season after this season, me and G aren't going to have anything to say. It's like, bruv, this is a winning formula. But if we don't start winning and it starts looking the same as Klopp, I'm like, brother, you came in here to make a change. Right now, do you know what I mean? Right now, it's a deja vu, bruv. All of a sudden, the cap comes out, he starts putting on glasses, he grows out his beard.
He starts putting on glasses. No.
You know, he starts wearing the tracksuit all of a sudden. We're like, raw, what's up? Why is my man doing this? Man's like, yeah, man grows out his beard, and I'm like, Slot. Man, like,
but have you seen that recently? Like, you don't see it like obviously, like I don't think you can see on the screen here, but there's been some like, you know, when they do when that training, right? I've seen some pictures and I'm like, you got 1-2 stubble in that. Like he actually does have a stubble. Now
Yeah.
how much that is, I don't know, but I've seen him 1-2 stubble. Maybe just didn't shave that day or whatever.
This is just, but this is just a clean shave, G. This is a clean shave. If you wanted to grind out that beard like Jurgen, you know, and it's like Jurgen slut, nah. All of a sudden, you know what I mean? It's peak. It's peak.
Yeah, man. But no, yeah, like Jerry said, man, I like the manager. I feel like I can envisage once you get your own players, this will look better. I just thought maybe some of those players were actually here already. Clearly, I was wrong. And there's some players clearly that I need to then reevaluate the way that I look at them and the way that I speak about them and stuff like that. But yeah, specifically more so to today's game. Yeah, I just felt like, bro, you like whatever you was trying to do today, that didn't work clearly because the team, it just didn't really materialize in the way that I guess you wanted it to. Of course, he wants to win and he wants to play a certain type of football. But in fairness, I do feel like he alludes to that in some press conferences when he speaks, whether it's before or after a game, or even when he does like these TNT like stuff and, you know, all those kind of videos, right? I always feel like he alludes to that almost like, yeah, this ain't really what I'm looking for at the moment, but you know, we're just working with it for now. And listen, Liverpool are top of the league with 7 points clear. So that in itself, fantastic, great. I just want a title. I'm tired of not winning titles. It's fucking boring, and I'm not going through my 30s and we ain't winning titles. Like, we need to at least pick up 3 or 4, you know, before we hit 2030. So yeah, I'm taking anything at this moment in time, but personal preference, obviously, I just want to, you know, just play a bit better football. But hopefully we'll get there, man. But guys, we'll call it time. We will call it time. As I said, ENDZ will be going live at 9 p.m. I will be over there as well to chop it up with him and hopefully with the guys. You'll be redirected over there. So make sure you guys obviously just smash the like button before you jump off your laptops or phones or devices. But say, look at Amram. Yeah, no, I hear it. But you know, when it's like, I've said this about Manchester United already, just quickly. Like, I can at least see what he's trying to do. So I can at least be like, with them, obviously, it's a tad bit more different because of all the other stuff that comes into play. But in terms of the football, I can see what Amarim is actually trying to do. I can see the way he's trying to play. Hence why I think when Dorgu came, he's a left back, but he played right wing back or something like that when he first come. I understood what he was trying to do, but he just needs to get his players in. Then I can judge him properly. And the same way with Slot. Like, I like Slot, and it's almost like from what he's saying, I can see what he's trying to do. I just don't feel like the team is necessarily doing it. Like, that's why I don't feel like it's too much like a United where it's like the team are actually executing exactly what Amarim wants. They're just shit. Like, they're just shit, like a shit team kind of thing. Whereas we actually have good players. Like, so, yeah, I mean, it's one of those, man. Yeah, Alexander saying, yeah, get the title. Otherwise, you and Edwards. Yeah, of course, 100%. Like, if you're going to play this way and you're going to do things the way you're doing it, you have to win a title. Like, there's no, you better win the title and we can move on and then we can talk about, like I said, all of this is all summer stuff anyway. When we get into the summer, then the real analysis will start coming out. You thought that was bad. But yeah, man, love Jerry, obviously, for joining me this evening. And obviously, I know you was working out, so I appreciate the fact that you was able to join in.
No worries, man. Guys. Hopefully, I won't make too much noise.
No. He was calm, man. He was calm. As I said, guys, I will be doing an analysis tomorrow at 10 a.m. over on Big Up. So, guys, please just hit the link. Just become a member. Even, you know what? Fuck it. Even if you don't want to watch the video, just become a member. It does help. And it gives me also as well, if I get some more members and some more viewers, I get some more stuff kind of given to me for the Big Up. So the Big Up channel and that. So, yeah, please, if you can, just hit that link, become a member. I think it's free. Sign up with your email. Like I said, you don't even have to watch the video. I just need you to be on a member over there on that channel. I think, that's about it, guys. Like I said, I will catch you guys at 9 p.m. over on ENDZ's channel. Make sure you hit the like button before you head out. Peace.